Welcome back, friends, to Tiny Town Trains TV. T4 here, and welcome aboard the T4 Rambler. Yes, it's time for another one of those unboxing review sort of thingies, where I say, guess what it is, even though I put it in the video title. And then when I go, ta-da, you're supposed to say, ooh. Then we rinse and repeat. So as you might have guessed by now, we're actually going to do an unboxing of a Menards boxcar. Now, I really think the Menards boxcars are probably the best car that they make. They actually have a little bit of weight to them, and they're as well detailed as any of the cars they put out. They're just pretty substantial, I think. Now, this one that I'm actually doing here, of course, is the Great Northern. Now, honestly, this car is not available anymore through Menards.com. You might still find them in the stores, but not online at Menards.com. But we are going to go through every single car that is currently available right now for you to go to Menards.com and order. Get ready for that, because I think you're going to be really impressed. Now, I've been showing the kind of the features here, the automatic couplers, the details underneath, and of course they're individually numbered, and the doors actually open. Well, somebody locked this one on me, but the doors do open. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now let's see if I can get it closed. Well, all right. Okay, give T4 just a moment here. I'll get this. Oh, there we go. All right. They do work. They just are good at defeating me. That's all. And the ladders, of course, are painted on. Most of the details are actually painted on. They're not molded in, but you can see there's a pretty good amount of paint detail on there. And the roof catwalk is not individually applied, but it is painted, and it looks really nice that way, I think. And they do paint a lot of nice details on the end, including the ladder there, as you can see. And again, the only other applied detail besides that superstructure you saw earlier underneath is over on this end, and it's that little brake wheel right there. So, yep, it's actually separately applied, okay? So it's really a nice car. They're not sprung trucks, but they are metal trucks. So now this car, as I said before, is no longer available from Menards.com, but we're going to go through every car that is available here in just a second. There's a lot of selection available. Let's start with this Boston in Maine. This nice blue car. And here's the Baltimore and Ohio, the B&O in a maroon. And here it is in the silver color. I kind of like the silver cars myself. And here's the B&SF modern paint scheme. That's really nice. And the predecessor, one of the predecessors, the CB&Q in the beautiful red. This is Chicago and Illinois Midland. And here's the B&O chassis system that has the famous cat logo on it in the yellow. And here is the traditional green Chicago and Northwestern. And here's Conrail Blue. All right. Now, they also have the Delaware and Hudson. I know there's some D&H fans out there. It's a nice looking little car. And here you have the D and RGW in kind of the reefer orange. All right. That's kind of their color. And Erie Lackawanna. That's kind of an off-white, I would guess you'd call it. And here's Frisco in the gold or yellow. And then the next car is the Green Bay and Western in kind of a dark green. I like that car. I've got one of those. And here's a Great Northern that is available in the red paint scheme. That's a little bit later paint scheme than the light blue. And the Grand Trunk and Western. And the Missouri, Kansas, Texas or Katy in the yellow. And then you have the Kansas City Southern lines. I've got one of these. I like the paint scheme, the black, the yellow, and the red. Lehigh Valley. That's another nice road name. And then here's the Minneapolis and St. Louis. That's an interesting railway. And then we also have the Milwaukee Road. I've got one of these. At Menards, they do a really good job with the Milwaukee Road. They just do. Norfolk and Western. Okay, the old N&W cars before the Norfolk Southern came along. And now here's your New Haven in the famous orange, all right, with the black and white lettering scheme. Pretty sharp. Now tell me this isn't sharp. The black with the orange detailing and then New Haven. It's fantastic. Here's the old Norfolk Southern scheme before the black and white scheme. And the New York Central system, Pittsburgh and Lake Erie. And then you have the Pennsylvania in the traditional green. And now the next one is the Pennsylvania in the gold or yellow. And then next you have the Reading Railroad in the traditional green paint scheme. And then here's the Rock in the later blue paint scheme. And then you've got the Seaboard system. This is kind of interesting. It's kind of a slate color. It's not really black. Kind of cool. And here's a really popular one, the black war bonnet in the Santa Fe. And then here's your more traditional reefer orange Santa Fe, the Grand Canyon line model. Very nice model. I've got one of those. And also, there is the traditional war bonnet in the Santa Fe. And here's the Sioux line. I know there's a lot of Sioux line fans out there. You don't find that every day. And here is a Southern Pacific, the Hydra Cushion model. And then you also have Southern Pacific in kind of the older fashioned Southern Pacific Line's logo. Kind of cool. And this is it says Transcontinental Peoria, but it's called the Toledo, Peoria, and Western. And then here you have the Union Pacific and the Beast Pacific ship Union Pacific. And you have the Union Pacific and the Challenger. Okay. And then you have the Virginian and Ohio. I'll have to look up that one. I don't know much about it. And then the Western Pacific and Rides Like a Feather. Beautiful orange car. Now, for you Canadian fans, here's the CP Rail Modern version. Here's the old-style Canadian Pacific version. I always like this one with the beaver logo on it. And then the Ontario Northland. Okay. And then here's for the novelty people, if you like candy. Menards sells a lot of it in the white and the yellow. It's the M&M guys, you know. And Menards sells the J. Shepherd & Sons Dog Food Factory. And they used to sell a Menards store model. And so these are billboards for Menards. All right. These are in short supply right here. I put them at the end. The Alaska. And also then there is the C&O. And like I said, these are low inventory alert items. The blue Great Northern. Okay. That's the bright blue. And then this car right here, I got one. It's a New York Central Lightning Stripe. Those are all in short supply. So with that said and done, let's go ahead and look at the pricing structure on these because it's a little bit different than the tank cars and the covered hoppers that I've covered in previous reviews. That's mainly because the box cars come in a 4-pack versus a 6-pack for the covered hoppers and a 6-pack for the tank cars, okay? Now, they're still $19.99 each, and that's before the taxes, shipping, and rebates. So it's the same price for an individual car. But the savings isn't quite as good. It's almost as good, but not quite as good for the 4-pack of box cars versus the 12 packs on the other cars. So at $69.96 divided by 4, that's $17.49 each. So it's a little more than the others, but not much more. So if you want a Menards 12-car boxcar unit train, then that's $209.88, and that's 3 4-packs to make up the 12, as opposed to the 2 6-packs of the tank cars or the hopper cars. And again, just as a reminder, over there on the left, a 12-car unit train at $30 a car is $360. At $40, it's $480. At $50 a car, it's $600. And at $60, it's $720. So again, the savings is substantial, but I just wanted to point that out. But again, you can have it shipped into the store and save almost all of the shipping costs. They'll just charge you $1 or $2 for handling charges, okay? Now, keep in mind that those ones I showed you at the end, I mentioned those at the end because when they're in short supply like that, they'll ship them to your home, but they will not ship it into the store for you to pick up free. So the Alaska car, the C&O, the bright blue Great Northern, and the Lightning Stripe New York Central car, if you can't find those randomly in a store somewhere sitting on a shelf, then you can order them individually to be sent to you with the regular shipping charges to your home. But you can't have them shipped to the store for free. And those ones that are on low inventory alert, what you're going to find is those cars are not available in the 4-packs, the dealer packs anymore. So you are paying the $19.99 minus the taxes and the shipping and the rebate, whatever that all comes up to. Every week, I'm going to do a special unboxing and review of Menards products until the new fall lineup is ready to go. And then old T4's going for the gold. Hey, you made it through this video okay, and who knows, you might decide to do it again someday. So like and subscribe, because it's easier than jumping out of an airplane, and the splat at the end's not nearly so bad. Till next time, keep your train on the tracks, and I'll see you round the next bend. Take care now. T4 out.